Dear students, so far we have learned the land utilization for different purposes. Forest and land not available for cultivation, other uncultivated land, fallow land, net sown area we have discussed in elaborate. So let us go to understand land use pattern in India, how it is. How we will come to know how the people are using the land? For that we consider physical factor and human factors. Land use is determined by physical factors and human factors. Physical factors such as topography, climate, type of soil, etc. Human factors such as population density, technological capability, and cultural and traditional practices which is existing in that area. Please go through this diagrams, pie diagrams. Here comparative study has been made. One is the general land use categories which were existing in India in 1960 and 61. Another one, general land use category which was existing in the 2014 and 15. Now we are in 2021. So in the 1960 what was the situation? In 2014 and 15 what was the situation? This pie diagram very carefully we have to make a study. Convert this pie diagram into statistical table by giving like this only. You can do it two parts. Write the head, forest area how much it was in the 1960-61, now how much it is existing in 2014 and 15. Like that when we will compare, we will come to know that the land total land availability or which is a land total land of India is 3.28 million square kilometer. However, we cannot use whole land. 93% of this land only can be used because the total geographical area which has been reported, the land utility being reported, we don't have a full data or assessment because some of the northeastern states except Assam, they have not been estimated fully or completely. So we can say hardly 93% statistical data regarding the land utilization in India it is available. In the northeastern states and some part of Jammu and Kashmir occupied by the Pakistan, that we have to remember, it is not in our hand, POK. And some part China has also occupied the Indian territory, that is also not in the Indian control. Except this, all area 93% being estimated, calculated how much land is available for utility in the country. One question is very interesting for us. We own large number of cattle in the world. If you want to have a large number of cattle in the world, you should have permanent pasture land. See this part. Permanent pasture land or a grazing land. How much percentage we have? It was 4.71 in 65 and now at present hardly we have 3.3%. But how we are able to manage a large number of cattle in our country? How we are feeding our animals, our livestock? So when we comes cultivation purpose, how much land we are using? When we are coming for the cultivation purpose, here you see 46.26 area was under the agriculture, net sown area net sown area has not much changed. In 2014 and 15 also it was 45.5%. This is the net sown area. In the net sown area plus when we add area under net sown area, the percentage we can price about a 2 or 3 years. So for example, here these lands are cultivated once or twice a year. That gross cropped area which we say, if they are included in the net sown area, here more than one crop which has been cultivated in a year, that land, if you are considering both together, when we will put up 54% of the total net sown area is available for us. Total 54% means already maximum land we have already brought under the agriculture. It is over 80% of the total area in Punjab, Haryana already under the cultivation. Hardly 10% in Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Manipur, Andaman Nicobar Islands. Where the forest area is concerned, minimum 33% we should have, but when we comes to the forest area is concerned, it was very less, 18.11 in 1965, now at present 23.3. Still we are lacking behind in it. So dear children, the land utility in India is not in the proper way which it has to be. So in this part, when we comes, one term we used to use, wasteland. The land put to other non-agricultural uses, that I have already told in the land utilization is concerned. So totally we can say the land utility is not properly taking place. It is leading for land degradation. The most important component of the land is soil. Soil covers the surface. It is the only medium where the plants grow. Natural vegetation, pastures and agriculture all are supported by soil only. If we use it very judiciously, then it can exist as renewable resource. That's why it is called as the soil is living system. Soil formation is a very slow process. It takes million years for the formation of few centimeters in depth. The soil forming factors are relief factors such as landform, drainage system, bedrock or a parent rock, climate, the type of vegetation and the microorganisms and time. Some of the natural agencies are also contributing for the soil formation. Those are rivers, winds, sea waves are also responsible for the soil formation. The river movement or a wind movement cause erosion. So this, in another way we can say, they are also responsible for weathering of rocks and decomposition of rocks and materials which are lying in the area. The weathering and decomposition factors all are responsible for the soil formation of an area. Dear students, chemical and organic changes also has to take place in the soil. How it will take place? Due to humidity, temperature, gases which are there in the atmosphere, vegetation and microorganisms which are there in that area are also responsible for the soil formation. Soil contains organic matter called humus, which is formed by dead and decayed plants and inorganic materials. This humus is responsible for the soil fertility. It increases the fertility of a soil. Soil is an important component and it is very, very essential natural resource for human activities. What are the types of soils are existing in India? Classification of the soil, when we say alluvial soil. So, second one, black soil, red soil, arid, or we can call desert soil, laterite soil, forest and mountain soil. Each of the soil main features we have to understand and we have to make a flow chart for it. If we take alluvial soil, in this, according to their age of the alluvial soil, they are bifurcated into Khadar and Bangar. The Bangar soil is higher concentration of kankar or noodles than the Khadar. Because of that, Bangar is not much fertile soil comparing to the Khadar. So, Khadar is more fertile than the Bangar. So, you have to remember here, Khadar is more fertile than Bangar. Totally to say, alluvial soils are very fertile. Where it is available, how it is available, please make. And why it is so fertile? It is having certain kind of a chemical composition, potash, phosphoric acid, lime, etc. Major crops such as sugarcane, paddy, wheat are cultivated here. So, second one is a black soil. It's also called as rigor soil. It is also known as cotton soil because this soil is suitable for the cotton cultivation in the country. So, the black soils made up of extremely fine clay material. They will hold the moisture. If it is a dry, the land will start to crack. Black soil land has been shown in the photographic pictures here. Dear students, after the black soil, red and yellow soil. It is a red soil develops an crystalline igneous rocks. It is responsible for the metamorphic rocks also. It looks like a yellow and a hydrated form and mainly we find in the Deccan Plateau, Odisha, Chhattisgarh and southern parts of the Ganga plain, etc. We can find this soil. Laterite soil develops under the tropical and subtropical climatical area where it is very dry or alternate wet. That area we can find this soil. It is deficiency we can see in the nutrients and all. It has been found in the Western Ghats, Maharashtra, Odisha, West Bengal, northeastern regions. This soil is very useful for growing the tea, coffee and all. Arid soil. As the name suggests, it is found in hot and dry areas of western Rajasthan. Color of the soil is a red, brown, etc. Very sandy, high concentration of salt due to high rate of evaporation in the soil we can identify. With adequate irrigation facility, arid soil can be cultivated. This experiment has been done in the Rajasthan. Another one is a forest soil and mountain soil together when we take. In the Himalayan belt mainly we can find this. Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh. We can find the forest or a mountain soil. Naturally, soils are more fertile in valleys than in the uplands. Soil in uplands are very shallow and depth. In many parts of the Himalayas, in the severe winter, soils are going to turn into acidic in nature. These are the types of soil which has been found in the country. Students, we have understood that soil is a very, very important for all the activities on the land. Due to certain activities that is natural or maybe sometimes and human activities are responsible for soil erosion. What is the soil erosion? Means the removal of fine layer which is exposed by rain, running water, wind, called soil erosion. The natural process of soil formation and its removal has been greatly disturbed by men's activities also. What are the human activities are responsible for this? Indiscriminate clearing of forest, overgrazing of pasture land, construction and digging activities of the man, unscientific farming techniques like over irrigation. Same crop on the land has been cultivated for many times. These are some of the human activities which are responsible for the soil erosion. In this also, when we see the running water, cuts and clays, soil makes up a deep canals that we call it as a gully erosion and sheet erosion. What is bad land and what is gullies and what is sheet erosion, you have to make a point of note in your notes. Dear students, how to conserve? Conservation of soil is very important. Some of the measures which we can take. Our agricultural lands, whether we can try for a strip cropping, shelter belts whether we can create, that we have to look. Afforestation, prevention of overgrazing, planting shelter belts is also one of the important what I mentioned to you earlier. Terrace farming, constructing the check dams, checking the runoff of water, etc. Some of the techniques or methods, if we are using, we can protect the most important component of our land, soil. Dear students, so far we have learned about our resources and development. So we have learned about the resources and development. Dear students, some of the terms I will read out for you. Please note down these terms and find the definitions for this in this chapter. 1. Resource, biotic resource, abiotic resources, renewable resources, non-renewable resources, individual resources, community owned resources, national resources, potential resources, developed resources, stock, reserves, resource planning, soil erosion, net sown area, grass sown area, fallow land, gullies, sheet erosion, contour flowing, strip cropping, shelter beds. Please work on this. All the best. Please note down the home assignment. In my next class, I will come up with another chapter from Social Science Class 10. Dhanyavad.